Hello everyone, how are you? This is Manar with you. As I promised last time in the first lesson that I will continue the past perfect in two other lessons or parts. كيف ما وعدتكم الحصة اللي فاتت أو الدرس اللي فات بأننا قسمنا الباست بيرفكت لثلاثة ديال الدروس ولا ثلاثة ديال الأقسام. القسم الأول ولا الدرس الأول هضرنا فيه على الباست بيرفكت. What is the past perfect? Its forms in the affirmative, negative and interrogative, and we did a small exercise for practice. درنا an exercise باش نعرفوا واش كنعرفوا نستعملوا the past perfect form correctly. في الدرس ديال اليوم غادي تشوفوا the past perfect use. When should we use the past perfect? Okay, so here I have a timeline. What is a timeline? A timeline is where we have the future, the present, and the past. The future and the present are not our topic today, so we're not going to talk about them. We will focus especially on the past. Here I have two activities. One happened in November and one happened in October. So in November I traveled to America. In October I got a visa. Your opinion, what is the first action, the action which happened first? Think about it. Got a visa, traveled to America. Which one is the first? Of course, getting a visa is the first because we cannot travel without a visa. Okay, so I will say after I had got a visa, comma, don't forget the comma, it's very important. I traveled to America. Had got a visa, I traveled to America. So look at after. After is used with the past perfect tense, and the action number one is the one which we use with after. Let us change after by the word before. So what are we going to say? Before what? Before I had got a visa or before I traveled to America? Yes, before I traveled to America. Comma, before I traveled to America, I had got a visa. What is the difference between after and before? What do we use with after, as I said? We use the past perfect. So after plus the past perfect. The second which comes later is what? Is in the past simple. So we use after plus past perfect plus past simple. And the sentence here, this sentence is about the first action in time, the first action which happened before this action. What about before? It's the opposite. Look, before I traveled to America, I had got a visa. So before is followed by the past simple. And the past simple here is with travel to America, the second action. دونك إذا بغينا نشرحوها بطريقة أخرى هي أن after كنستعملوها مع الإيفنت ولا الحدث اللي كيوقع هو الأول in the past. Before كنستعملوها مع الحدث اللي تيوقع هو الثاني in the past. ولكن خصنا ما ننساوش بأن after خاصنا نستعملو معها the past perfect و before خاصنا نستعملو معها the past simple. والجمل اللي تيجيو من بعد عاوتاني كناخدو نديرو لهم تنس الاخر اللي هو اما past perfect ولا past simple. Let's see another example. Yesterday I had dinner. Then I went to bed. Which happens first? Having dinner or going to bed? Yes? Good. Having dinner. Yes. So, as I said before, that with after and before we use different tenses. هنا درنا after and before في الوسط باش نشوفكم واش فهمتيو ولا ما فهمتيوش. Okay, so let's do it. So هنايا شنو غنكتب؟ I went to bed after I had dinner. هنا عندنا هاد. غتقولوا لي استاذه علاش غنديرو هاد شنو هي هاد انا نقول لكم علاش. had is the verb to have in the past, so I had. إلا بغينا نديرو هاد the verb to have in the past perfect خاصنا نديرو عاوتاني had ديال past perfect ونزيدو عليها had ديال past participle of have simply. So let's write. What? Can you tell me? I went to bed after I had dinner. نتوما باش ما تدوخوش دائما ديروا في بالكم بان after راه خاصني ندير فيها past perfect بدون نقاش، و before خاصني ندير معاها past simple، والجمله الاخرى ندير معاها l'autre the other tense. صافي؟ اوكي. So before شنو غيجي موراها past simple، يعني ما غادي نديرش نفس الترتيب، غادي نرجع نقلب الجمل. So I had dinner before I went to bed. برافو عليكم. دابا غنشوف واش فريمون فهمتيو. شوفوا معايا الجمله الثالثه، هاد third example. هادي سهله هادي. I got to the airport at 7:30. The plane took off at 7:25. Really? I missed the plane. Oh my God. Let us see why, or let us see what happened. When I got to the airport, the plane the plane had already took off. No. took taken. كي قلنا في الدرس الأول كنستعملوا past participle. Okay, so when I got to the airport, دائما ملي تيكون عندنا expressions at the beginning of the sentence، ملي تيكون عندنا in the middle of the sentence we don't use any commas. The plane had already taken off. C'est bien dommage. It's a pity, but it's not a problem. Let's see why we use the past perfect. دابا نتوما خصكم تقولوا لي when we use the past perfect. Okay, from these examples, we use the past perfect to indicate what? Past action. Good. This past action what? Happened, okay, before, or happened and finished before another action. Of course, yes, continue. Another action in the past. Very good. So the action number 1 is completed or was completed before action 2 started. Okay, let's see when we use the past perfect also with let's see the other uses of the past perfect. ما تمشيوش خليكم معايا. قلنا قبيلة بأن past perfect is used what? To indicate the order of past actions. يعني باش كان نشوفوا شنو هي الاكشن اللي وقعت في الاول وموراها شنو هي الاكشن اللي وقعت في الثاني. عندي ان اكزامبل هنايا. This is an example another example which is different. When it started to rain we had already got home, so we got home first and then it started to rain. هذا هو الاستعمال اللي هو شائع واللي كنستعملوه فيه بزاف الباست بيرفكت. ولكن كاين استعمالات اخرى اللي هما داخلين في دروس اخرى اللي غندوزو عليهم هي مرور الكرام، لان من بعد راه غنشرحوهم في القسم ولا في دروس يعني بحال هكذا مباشره ولا في اليوتيوب. Okay, so we use the past perfect in reported speech with conditional type 2 and to express a wish in the past. هنعطيكم ان اكزامبل لكل وحده فيهم على اساس بان من بعد راه غنشرح لكم كل شيء. Teacher says I studied in London for 10 years. I studied here, the verb is in the past simple. In direct speech, when we have inverted commas, when the verb is in the past simple, when we change it into reported speech, we use the past perfect. ملي كنردوه للريبورتد سبيتش ضروري خصنا نستعملو الباست بيرفكت ملي كيكون عندنا الفيرب في الانفيرتد كاماز ديجا هو في الباست سيمبل. So the teacher said that she had studied in London. صافي. I didn't revise my lessons, so I didn't have good marks. Here I am regretting, I am expressing regret. So if my lessons I would have had good marks. So شنو خصنا نديرو هنا؟ عندنا the verb I didn't revise. The conditional type 3 is about regretting, and when we regret we wish something which is different from the reality. Okay, so I say if I had revised. غتقولوا لي حنا عندنا didn't ورجعت had فين هو النيجاتيف؟ We don't use the negative. If we have the negative we use the positive. If we have the positive we use the negative لأن it's just unreal. It's a wish. We imagine something different from what happened in reality. Okay, donc هنايا the wish, expressing a wish in the past بحال conditional. كناخدو غير الجمله اللي عندنا في الكونديشنال وكنقصروها وكنردوها wish، وهذا الشيء راه غنقراوه في سكندير بكالوريات بيان سور. So I wish I had revised my lessons. الوغ الحلقه ديالنا تسالات او الدرس ديالنا تسالا كي شفنا بان الباست بيرفكت كنستعملوه في 4 الحالات to indicate the order of events in reported speech, in conditional type 3 to regret, and to express a wish in the past. ما تنساوش بان الفيديو الثالث ولا الدرس الثالث غيكون على التايم adverbials used with the past perfect، وغيكون عندنا تمرين شامل نشوفوا واش فهمنا هذا الدرس ولا ما فهمناش. تشوفوا.